welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and thought we'd go ahead and take a look at a sequel to a movie I did cover on the channel. And this is a direct-to-video sequel from Universal 1440, Lou Diamond Phillips, alongside Lulu Wilson, 2017's Cop and a Half New Recruit. Now, I really enjoyed Cop and a Half. I did cover that movie on the channel, and I thought it was a really fun movie. I gotta say, I didn't grow up with Cop and a Half, the original. Although I did review it on the channel, and I found it a really good story from first-time and only director Henry Winkler. This one is a direct-to-video film, and it's more or less the same. Basically, to sum it up, it's basically just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's really what Cop and a Half New Recruit. And I gotta really be honest, of all these Universal 1440 movies, I gotta say this was really good. This was a ton of fun. Would I say, is it better than the original Cop and a Half? Well, we'll get to that in a bit. But let's talk about this one. So, Lou Diamond Phillips plays Detective Mark Simmons. I believe it's Simmons? Yeah, Simmons. So, he's basically teams up with a middle schooler, Katarina Murphy. Lulu Wilson's named the actress. Now, Lulu Wilson, if you're not familiar, she was in the previous Universal film, Ouija Origins of Evil, the prequel to Ouija, and she would later go and star in the two Becky films with Kevin James. I really like Lulu Wilson a lot. I think she really saves the movie. She kind of reminds me of a young Jenna Boyd from Dickie Roberts. Dickie Roberts' former child star in The Missing. She kind of has that look, and I think she's a really talented actress. I do have Ouija Origins of Evil. I will cover that one on the channel soon, but let's actually talk about the film. So, anyways, it starts out kind of like the first movie where they're trying to discover it. Here, she's a hall monitor. So she encounters these preppy bullies, I think. So she basically deletes this bully's Facebook page. So and she does that. So I didn't think I was in 2% battery, but anyways, so she becomes a cop because her dad was a cop. I guess her dad was killed in the line of fire. So, not line of fire, but her dad died. So, then she meets up with Wallace Shawn, who plays the principal. Yes, Rex from the Toy Story movies. So, basically, she meets up with that and says, you're not a cop, you're a kid. So she meets up with Lou Diamond Phillips, and it's more or less that same. There's also sort of a winking nod to the first movie where Lou Diamond Phillips' character, Detective Simmons, says, "You're 8, I'm 12." In the first Cop and a Half, the kid was 8. Here the kid's 12. This time, instead of like the first movie, I'm going to kind of mention a lot of the first movie because there are elements from that. So, in the first movie, if you've seen my review, the little boy lived with his grandmother. In the sequel, she lives with her mother, and her father died. Like I said, he died in the line of duty. So, she basically, that. And this one focused more on drones. Yeah, drones are the main baddies. In the first movie, it was a cop trying to get a bunch of gang members. Here, now it's drones. I gotta say, that's the big gripe with this movie. Now, mind you, that doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just, I never understand the fascination with drones. I honestly think they're kind of dumb. And having drones as that, and they shoot these really weird CG. The special effects are not great. They're almost like special effects you'd see in an old PlayStation 1 game. That kind of thing. but it doesn't work. So, yeah, drones are the main thing. So, that's really all I have to say. So, that's mainly what Cop and Half New Recruit is. Like I said, this movie is a ton of fun. I think the charisma from Lulu Wilson is incredible. She is a really good... That actress is really good. For a child actress in the new millennium, in the 2000s, she's really good. She honestly carries this film. There's funny moments in it. There's a scene where Detective Simmons meets the mother, and she's furious with her, saying, "Sweetie, why don't you let me and Detective Simmons talk?" So there's some sentimental moments saying that he was going to say he was going to try to get this cop, not cop, but was going to try to get the one gang member, but he hesitated and the guy got away. He would have saved his buddy. But she looks right there on the computer, and he's like a down and out cop. It's a buddy cop film like the first movie, Down and Out. There's also one particular scene where she's like, "I'm going to investigate a pool party." But she doesn't go to the pool party. I thought, oh, well, she's going to go to the pool party. Turns out she just lied so she doesn't get in trouble. So that really is that. It's really, really a fun movie. There's a lot of good moments. I feel like it should have just ended. My real complaint are the drones. And I felt the ending, it would have just ended by now. And honestly, it should have ended. So, yeah, this is a fun movie. So, yeah, Cop and Half, New Recruit. I actually had this for a while. Like I said, 2 years ago I covered Cop and Half. I still stand by that as a really fun movie. But Cop and Half, New Recruit, surprisingly, really enjoyable. Is it better than the original? Well, thinking I didn't grow up with Cop and Half, even though this movie came out in 1993, and had to wait mere decades for the sequel to come out, I personally say it's slightly better. Would I say this is a perfect movie? Not really. But for a movie released under the 1440 division, that's their direct-to-video division, really good stuff. And yeah, I can say, yeah, this is a pretty fun movie. Though I will say the font, I'm going to show you kind of the font. The first movie shows Cop in blue with a half. But if you look right here, compared to that, we got a Cop in red font with a half about the same. So yeah, if you look at spine right there, yeah, it's about the same. So yeah, really enjoyable. I was really pleasantly shocked. Like I said, yeah, Lulu Wilson saved this movie. I thought she was going to... at first I thought it was going to be like a gender swap. Maybe have like... Well, there is sort of a gender swap. But I mean, I'm not going to say it. Because I don't want to really be controversial. But I got to say, I think the little girl was better than... my complaint with the first Cop and Half was I didn't think the kid in Cop and Half was really that important. But although every time I think of this movie, I think of the Siskel and Ebert review. I mentioned that in my review. But yeah, I like the fact that the blurb says, one kid's fantasy for the original. Its sequel says, one cop's nightmare. So I thought the movie was called Cop and a Half, The New Recruit. But it's Cop and a Half, New Recruit. I'm going to kind of stop there. You kind of get what I'm going to say. So yeah, that's Cop and a Half. I'm going to give the movie... I was thinking it was going to be... I can't give it a 5 out of 5. And I certainly can't give it a 3 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. This was a ton of fun. And it's not perfect. If the drones... Honestly, if the drones were not the main factor in this movie, it would have been a 5 out of 5. But as it stands, 4 out of 5 is fine with me. So, yeah. That's pretty much what it is. So, yeah. That's what you Cop and a Half. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content, check my channel out. I'm on Letterboxd, all that stuff. Check the socials, Letterboxd, you know, all that stuff. Click the bell, subscribe, ring the bell, click the bell so you get the notifications of what reviews are coming out. So, yeah, and that's it. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys later.